If you like this, click a like and subscribe, and then I'll keep doing it. With that said, this is a toy spaceship from the late 50s, early 60s. This is truly a baby boomer space age toy from that era. Fun to play with. It was basically just a big heavy gyroscope in the shape of a saucer, and you crank it up and you get that gyro action, and it acts like a spaceship. You got a base and you can do all kind of cool tricks with it. If you had one of these gyro powered spaceships when you were a kid, you would have been the envy of the neighborhood, because this is a well-designed toy, fun to play with. Kids were able to use their imagination and do all kind of fun, cool tricks with this gyroscope power toy. And it really has some weight to it. And once you crank it up, you can feel the gyro effect. Great design, great idea. It was manufactured by Marx. Marx was another one of those toy manufacturers founded in the early 20th century in New York. They employed over 4,000 people in the 1950s, and that was when they were in their prime, 1950s, 1960s, when toys like this were very popular. They were the biggest. They made a lot of cool toys, tin toys, toy soldiers, guns, a lot of play sets. They were popular for their trains, their cars, dolls, doll houses. A lot of really neat tin wind-ups that did all kind of fun different things that you can play with as a little kid back in the 50s and 60s. So the spaceship itself has two compartments for the astronauts on the top, as you see, and then there's a rocket launcher that originally had a spring. I guess you could use any spring, like from a fountain pen, to launch those little plastic rockets. You can have a little war against the red and the green guys, whatever a little child's imagination comes up with. That's how things were designed back then, when kids were really encouraged to use their imagination. Yes, there were projectiles, small parts, probably wouldn't pass the test these days. Poke somebody's eye out, but back then they didn't worry about that stuff. So fun was fun. This toy here, you can get creative with it. You can do 50 tricks or so. It has a manual, little rocket launcher, some green moon men, red astronauts. You can use your imagination, be creative. It's a simple toy. They had simple toys back then. The design is really cool. It's got that base, that little holder. You can do all kind of tricks. You can balance it in your hand. You can roll it along the ground, just like a regular gyroscope. I never had one as a kid, but I discovered this during my toy collecting time. These things are on sale all the time. They don't really go for much, maybe $50 to $150 depending on the condition. You see them on eBay a lot. You see them on these other auctions. I had a couple I bought and sold, and one of them I was able to peek inside. It looks like it's made out of concrete disc. That's what gives it its weight. And you crank it up at the bottom, and it just spins. It's perfectly balanced, and it acts like a gyroscope, so you can play with this toy in all different kind of creative ways. There was no battery power here, no electronics. This was strictly a wind-up. So thanks again for listening and watching. If you like this particular video, click a like and subscribe. Okay, thank you. Goodbye. Wait, are we done?